Hey guys, welcome back. For today's video, we got a request to draw Majin Buu, so let's get started. The eyes should be easy enough, just two lines with a hook at the end. Notice that his left eye is slightly higher than his right eye. The mouth is a lot more nuanced, and you may find yourself redrawing it several times. In the end, you want the right side of his mouth to be just outside the right side of his eye, and the inside of his mouth to be just inside the left side of his eye. Make sure that you give yourself enough space between the bottom teeth and the top teeth. If they seem too close together, that means you'll need to open his mouth up a bit more since he's supposed to be screaming. The right side of his face is going to follow the same downward path as the top of his mouth. Right now I'm using a drawing pencil since it shows up better on screen, but for you I recommend using a mechanical pencil because it's not going to leave as many lines. Later on, we're going to go over the whole sketch with a pen. And then, if you've got color pencils, you can color along with me, or if you prefer to use a pencil, then you can just start shading. The ear is going to be positioned between the top and the bottom of his mouth, and his antenna is going to be positioned just outside of his ear. The tip of his antenna should be no further than the distance between his ear and his mouth. Next, we'll draw a 45-degree line to show the direction of his cape. I probably added more detail to the cloth here than I should have. This was just supposed to be an outline, and I'll be adding most of the details later with the pen. The cape should end over his shoulder, roughly the same distance as between his mouth and the outside of his face. His shoulder will extend up to the top of his mouth. We'll start work on his lower body, just outside of his antenna. His elbow should be lined up with the top of his tongue, and the top of his glove should be lined up with his eyes. His arms are going to look disproportionately skinny compared to the rest of his body, which is going to give him that cartoonish look. His back is going to extend down from where his tricep meets his armpit, almost in a straight line. Drawing the belt line is going to be a challenge, at least it was for me. I found it to be the hardest part of its drawing. I'm going to make the fold for the cape bigger since it needs to extend closer to the belt line. It's kind of embarrassing how many times I have to redraw the Beltline and the stomach before I get it right. It just shows that cartoon drawings aren't as easy as you think they are. I find that more human-like characters are a lot easier to draw. I find myself erasing and redrawing for no reason sometimes. It's such a waste of time. His belt buckle is going to extend from the end of his antenna all the way out to his belly. Now let's start drawing the outline for his pants. The distance between the bottom of his pants to the bottom of his belt buckle should be a little bit larger than the distance between the bottom of his belt buckle and the top of his antenna. We're going to draw a W shape near the bottom of his pants. From the bottom of this shape, we're going to start drawing his right leg. Right now we're just drawing the outline, so take your time making sure everything is drawn accurately. Otherwise, once we start adding the details, any mistake you want to fix is going to require a lot of erasing and redrawing. His right leg is going to be almost in the shape of a triangle. It's going to start out narrow at the top, and it's going to get wider as we work our way down towards his foot. We're getting close to the end of the sketch, so this is my last chance to fix any mistakes that I don't like before we start the penning process. Sorry about the mess towards the bottom of his pants. Like I said, drawing pencils leave a lot more lines. But fortunately, we'll have a chance to get rid of those lines once we start the coloring process. For the penning process, I'll be using the Sakura Pigma Micron pen sets. I got it for $18 on Amazon, and it was worth every penny, as it really makes the lines stand out and is going to make the shading process a lot easier. Now we can finally start adding the final details to our drawing. Since we're using a pen, we're not allowed to make any more mistakes. There's a huge upside to that because it saves you a lot of time from having to redraw and erase. It forces you to be more focused when you're drawing the lines the first time. Going forward, I'll be doing a rough sketch with a pencil, but I'll be drawing the final details with a pen. For the coloring process, I'll be using a box set of soft pencils from Castle, also on Amazon. I'm coloring with 3 different shades here just to try it out, but in the future I'll only be doing 2. I think it looks a lot cleaner that way. This is a great character to test my color pencils on, because he has so many bright and vibrant colors. And it just wouldn't have looked right drawing him with a regular lead pencil. I'm going to finish shading the pants with a regular drawing pencil. Well guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. Please keep bringing those video requests and I'll keep knocking them down one by one. If you have a request for a character that you'd like to see, please just leave a suggestion in the comments below. If you'd like to know how long until your video is coming up, just check the description box below. It's going to have a list of my upcoming tutorials, in order of when they were requested. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.